Until then, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this Norman's Wisdom. I will be back next time, maybe from a woodland, maybe from London, maybe with some wildlife, who knows, maybe with another rant. But until then, I'll see you later, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. So that was over 9 months ago. So firstly, hello, hope you guys are well. It's been a while, hasn't it? Secondly, where have I been? I should imagine you're all asking, or some of you. And that's a good question. I've been around, I've been here, I'm still on the planet, still living and breathing. I just been out pretty rarely really with my camera, and even more rarely with my vlogging gear. So I suppose we should have a chat really about where I've been and what's been going on and what the future holds. So where have I been? Well, I guess if you watched my last video, which was all about a reality check, I need to think then about what it actually was about, then you'll know that I was a little bit, I guess, disheartened about my photography and the level of my photography, and comparing myself to other people and all that usual rubbish that we all do from time to time. And that coincided, I guess, with a little period of, I'm not going to call it depression, but a little low state. I was getting a bit annoyed with social media and all the rubbish that goes along with that. So I just put the camera down for a little while, and more than that, I put the vlogging camera down for a little while. And the longer you put something down for like that, sometimes the harder it is to pick it back up and just to get yourself back out there again. So today, essentially today, which is sort of, you know, middle of February now, 2024, I was sitting around watching a few YouTube videos and going, oh, well, I was watching, I was more flicking through the latest landscape photography videos and just annoying myself with how annoying they were, some of them. And I said to myself, do you know what? Stop moaning, stop bitching, stop going on about how bad everything is, and just get yourself back out there again and start doing something with your life instead of moaning about everything. And actually that's a lie as well, because I've been doing lots of stuff with my life, just not photography. Just look behind me, that's not a bad little shot down there actually. So I've got my camera with me today, literally handheld, as you can see. I've got my 35mm lens, not doing anything serious today, no serious photography. Just going to come out, I thought I'd come out for a walk. This is just a local wood. I've always loved these trees. You know, you see these sort of really tall pine trees. I love them. I've always loved them. I find them really difficult to photograph, but I've always just loved them. There's always been an attraction, the straight verticals, the sort of the geometry of it all. I've always loved them. So I just thought I'd come out and take a few photos. Probably, you know, nothing special. Like I said, I haven't got any of my gear with me really, just my camera and my 35mm lens, and have a chat with you guys and you know, see where we go from there. So just because you haven't seen me doesn't mean I haven't been out. Haven't been out a lot, admittedly, as I said before, but I have been out. I did try to do a video essentially about setting up like a little woodland bird station. So I kept coming back quite near to here actually, set something up and kept coming back and feeding it for a few days, and videoed a bit and did a bit of fancy B-roll and had the old drone out and what have you, but which I don't own anymore. I had to sell it, unfortunately. Funds were low, but that never went anywhere. I think I got a bit disheartened. Squirrels got at me nuts, and so I binned that one off. And then I did try to continue the London A to Z, so I went to Hampstead and found it very difficult. It's very difficult when you're sort of not feeling it, and I wasn't feeling it on that day. Well, I wasn't feeling it about Hampstead anyway, so I really struggled there, and ended up going back into sort of the main part of London. Went to near to London Bridge Station, got a few nice street shots there actually, but obviously nothing that I could really put on a vlog, because it didn't coincide with any of the letters that I was trying to do, but got plans for that as well. And more recently than that, I've been doing this, had this project that I've had in my head. Really should say thanks to Dave Griff actually, because he kind of suggested this to me and said, oh, why don't you do that? Something called Everyday Landscapes, which is basically a series. I was actually going to start a whole new channel for it, which was a series of videos where I came to very local places and just did one shot per video. Get off my lens, fly. And just did one shot per video, and then took you through the process of why I picked the shot, a bit about the composition, my settings, and then took it home and edited it, and then that would be the whole video. I've done about 6 of those actually, but again, they've never seen the light of day, partly because the whole plan was to have a new channel with it, and I've set up a new website with it. And then the only problem with that, of course, is then the associated costs. So Epidemic Sound, as you may know, is the, well, you might not know, but I use something called a website called Epidemic Sound, which basically supplies all of the background music for my videos. And you pay that on a monthly cost, or a monthly subscription. And any video that you've ever made with it in, even if you cancel a subscription, you can still do it. But it went up from £10 a month to £15 a month, and that's like, yeah, okay, bit of a hike, but you can sort of take that in. But then if I wanted to start a new channel, because I wanted to continue with the old channel as well, so the point was that this new channel was just going to be dedicated to everyday landscapes. But the older channel would still feature my street stuff, the wildlife stuff, if I went on any specific landscape photography trips, if I wanted to have a moan, like I often do, then this channel would be that one. So the trouble is, you then had to pay another subscription to Epidemic Sound, so it's going to cost me £30 a month for these 2 channels, which is just, you know, beyond my means, unfortunately. So I've had to rethink that, and I think what I'll probably do now is I'll just run the Everyday Landscapes as a sort of an extra project alongside on this channel, and just keep it to 2 channels. But now I've put the work in to do a website and all of that, and that's going to kind of be pointless. So it's been a bit frustrating, and you know, I've been sort of holding off on putting those out, because I was going to put those out at the start of the new year, and you know, new year, new start, get all that done. And look, there's some snowdrops behind us there. I wonder if I can get the other side of this fence. Might get some nice shots of those snowdrops. We'll have a look and see what we can do. But yeah, so that's another thing that kind of went by the by. And you know, another week went by, and I didn't get around to releasing anything, and you know, so it's been a frustrating time. But I've still do the podcast. If you watch the podcast, that's still going on. And like I said, I'm still here, and I've been doing lots of things outside of photography. You know, I've started playing walking football, do that sort of 3 or 4 times a week now. So you may see that my face is slightly less fat than it used to be, as is the rest of me actually. And I've been looking after our cricket square, so I'm now essentially the sort of head groundsman at our cricket club. Sounds more sort of posh than it is really. We only play, like, I've only got 1 team, but that takes up a bit of my time. So I've been doing stuff, it's just not photography. Anyway, let's see if we can get these snowdrops, shall we? Because they look quite interesting, and I wonder if there's some way that I can hop over this fence and get a shot. So these trees behind me, I just absolutely love. I love them. They're hard to photograph, but I really do love them, as I said before. Now, I'm not really here for the photos. I said that earlier, but I'm not. I only brought the camera with me really as an excuse to come out and have a chat with you guys. So the level of photography isn't going to be, you know, portfolio worthy or fantastic. It's just me snapping away with the camera. But that is one of the things really, when I did that reality check video, you know, those 9 months ago, that's one of the things that really struck me. I really feel like my photography is struggling. It was struggling at that point, and it's still struggling at the moment. I feel like I've hit a bit of a barrier. I certainly don't feel like I'm getting any better. If anything, I'm going in the opposite direction, and I feel like my photography is getting slightly worse. Also, I've kind of fallen out of love a little bit with landscape photography. I'm much more, you know, I much more enjoyed the street photography, and I really love wildlife photography now. So that was another thing, perhaps because my whole channel really, even though I did the street photography, even though I did the wildlife photography, even though I did the interviews and the other rubbish that I did, and the talking heads and the moaning, really and truly it was based on landscape photography. And so when you're kind of not doing that so much anymore, that's another reason I guess that I may have stopped. But I do want to carry on. I do want to keep going. I do want to say thank you. There was a number of you guys who messaged me to say, where are you? You know, either through the comments on the videos, or privately via email, or Facebook Messenger. So thank you so much for those, and it is appreciated. It's nice to know you missed, you know, as you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Narcissistic, I guess. As narcissistic as that sounds, it is nice to know that you're missed. But yeah, thank you for that. And I do want to come back, and I do want to start making videos again. So, you know, let's try and get a couple of shots of these trees, and then maybe we'll talk about the future. So what of the future? Well, the immediate future, I think, is that I'm going to get rained on, because it's suddenly got very dark, and I can feel a couple of spots of rain. But in terms of the channel, well, I'm kind of reluctant to make any promises. I think that's what always messes me up in the first place, you know. Like the whole workshop thing, for instance, you know, when I was talking about doing street photography workshops, I had a couple of people interested. And because it was only a couple, suddenly all these questions are going around in my head. Am I good enough? Can I do it? You know, is it something I should be doing? Is my street photography rubbish? Are my videos rubbish? And then all of a sudden you find yourself stopping, essentially, which is, you know, frustrating, but it's kind of how I work. So I'm not going to set any goals. I'm not going to set any targets. But like I said, I've recorded, I think, 6 so far of my everyday landscapes. And, you know, that isn't, the everyday landscapes isn't about getting portfolio worthy images. It isn't about getting amazing shots. It's more about coming out to local areas and honing your skills, so when you do go to the bigger places, you're already in a really good place to go out and take some fantastic photos. Saying that, I've got a couple I'm really proud of, you know, from that. So, you know, and I'll be sharing those on this channel. They'll be coming out, I guess, over the next few weeks. And I do want to carry on. You know, at heart, I love photography, and I love videography, and I love being, you know, the interaction with all of you guys. So, of course, I want to carry on doing it, and I probably will carry on doing it. But I'm not going to put any, you know, any commitments in there. I'm not going to say this is definitely what I'm going to do, and you know, that's definitely what I'm going to do. I want to get out and do some more wildlife. I want to travel to places, you know. I just saw Stuart McGlennon, you know, Stu's videos from Aston. I mean, what an amazing place that is, and how, you know, videos like that, you know, really get your juices going, don't they? And they make you want to go out. And I'd love to travel to somewhere like that, or Lofoten, or, you know, or just going back to some of the places that I've already visited. You know, I'd love to go to Northeast England. I haven't done that, and I was thinking about doing another, you know, Gary's Great Adventure type thing. But it's all money and it's all time. So again, I'm not promising anything, but I've got all these ideas, you know. I really want to do some sort of spoof documentary sort of things as well, but we'll see. But for now, I'm just glad I've got this one out. I'm just glad that I can say hello to you guys again and see where we go. So hopefully the next one won't be 9 months away. Hopefully it'll be a little bit sooner. But thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and thank you for all your lovely comments that you've given me in the past. And if you're new to the channel, then where have you been? Or where have I been? More to the question. But yeah, thanks ever so much for watching this, and hopefully I'll see you again really soon.